Now, main event wrestling, a full hour of action and thrill-packed wrestling from Hollywood Legion Stadium with Jules, Mr. Wrestling Strongbow, and Bill Welsh.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are ringside for another...
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we welcome you once again to the regular weekly wrestling matches at the Hollywood American Legion Stadium. These wrestling exhibitions are under the jurisdiction of the State Athletic Commission of California. The officials assigned by the State Athletic Commission to work these matches tonight are your timekeeper, Cliff Goss, physician in attendance, Dr. Lewis E. Benson, and your referee, former Olympic champion Pete Meringer. And your ringside television commentator, the very popular Bill Welsh. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the first match of the evening. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Introducing from Cheyenne, Wyoming, weighing 220 pounds, to my right in the white corner, Bill Cody. And his opponent from Canton, Ohio, weighing 225 pounds, in the black corner to my left, Honest John Cretoria.
You've just been listening to your ring announcer, Leonard Jacobson. Here are the announcements. It's Bill Cody versus Honest John Cretoria. Pete Meringer, your referee, is checking both boys for excessive oils and greases, fingernails, so forth, and is now giving his instructions for the evening. This is your ringside commentator, Jules Strongbow, and we're right now into the preliminary preceding our main event of the evening. Honest John Cretoria in the long black robe, Bill Cody in a leopard skin type of a robe. Both boys shake hands, go back to their corner.
Hey, Johnny, get rid of them in a hurry so you can get back.
Holding their robes under... Pete Meringer looks to both men, rings for the bell, and here we are into the preliminary of the evening, and it's Bill Cody leg diving, dropping to the mat. Honest John Cretoria, who rolls over both boys back to their feet very fast.
Come on, Johnny, hit him. Let's go, Johnny, right. Looking, hit him.
Bill Cody in the dark black tights, light blonde hair, former Navy wrestling champion, former junior heavyweight amateur champion, and now professional heavyweight wrestling champion. Wrist locking, rolling over and changing into a head scissors. Bill Cody from Joliet, Indiana. Oh, pardon me, Joliet, Illinois. Side headlock, rolling over. Honest John Cretoria, the boy with the long mustache and the big beard from Akron, Ohio. Not tall, but plenty big and plenty tough. Been wrestling for a number of years. Knows all the wrestling halls. Oh, and a fist to the midsection and one to the back of the head. Staggers and shakes Bill Cody out. Pete Meringer giving instructions, says it's not a choke. Says it's still okay, it's on the chin. It's Honest John Cretoria, front face locking, a front chancery sometimes called among the wrestlers. Pete Meringer asks for a break, he says it's a choke, and Honest John Cretoria comes back with, what's the matter? Standing wrist lock by Bill Cody. The mat changing into a short arm scissor. It's Bill Cody working on the left arm of John Cretoria. Honest John, he's called. And the short arm scissors, a lot of times called a Japanese short arm scissor. because he was first introduced to catch-as-catch-can wrestling by the Nipponese. Referee Pete Maringer right in there, watching the count. Crowd's yelling to Maringer, watch the trunks. Honest John is holding on to the trunks of Cody. Your referee for this preliminary match tonight is Pete Maringer, former Olympic heavyweight wrestling champion, All-American football player, All-American from university and professional ranks, that is, and a great professional wrestler. So your third man in the ring tonight knows just about all there is to know about wrestling and is a great athlete in his own rights. And the leg dive by Cody, switching over, and a scissor right onto the left leg of John Critoria. Leg scissoring that left leg, and if you'll notice, he has his own right arm in under the kneecap, right in the bend of the leg there, putting the pressure in there, stopping the circulation in that left leg of Critoria. That arm underneath is the one that does the job. The leg scissors around the leg is only to hold the leg in position while he is able to stop the circulation. Critoria up on top, illegally reaching in there, grabbing onto the throat of Cody, and referee Pete Maringer separates them in a hurry. Says, keep it clean or I'll throw you out. Critoria wrist locking, taking over and head scissoring Cody. Cody fighting, kicking, flailing. Whoa, and there's one for the books as Cody rolls, twists, and squirms and makes a complete backward somersault to come up on top of Honest John Critoria with a double toe hold. Pulling him back to the center of the ring, getting that leverage right back in there once again. As Cody holding the advantage on Honest John. John Critoria breaking the hold by pulling the hair of Cody back into the ropes. He goes, choking. Cody, as Pete Maringer reads the riot act to Critoria, and Critoria says, what's the matter? What's the matter? Why are you always on me? This boy from Joliet, Illinois, is 23 years old, full of that urge to get places and do things. Has the body and the ability to go a long ways in the professional ranks. Met some mighty tough customers in winning the Naval Championship. Critoria once more pulling the hair, bringing over Cody to an underneath position, but Cody kicking, flailing out. Both men back to their feet very fast. Good condition, these men. Cody's reverting back to his amateur style of wrestling quite a bit in leg diving. It's something that's not usually accomplished by the heavyweight professionals. In this case, it's probably possible due to the fact that Critoria is short, pudgy, and doesn't move quite as fast as a lot of the taller, slender boys. It's a knee drop to the neck and chin of Cody, and referee Pete Maringer warns Cretoria, goes over to Cody and asks him a question, probably saying, do you feel all right? Head beeling Cretoria over is Cody, once again going in and throwing over. Ooh, and an elbow to the midsection and one to the face. Finds Honest John Cretoria on the dishing it out end, and a knee into the back. Cretoria once more backing Cody over the ropes and a knee right into the back. There's an elbow smash to the midsection and over the heart by Cody. And a flying mare brings Cretoria over, topping him. Trying for the pin, but Honest John kicking out, back to his feet. Oh, Honest John says, how about that hitting with a closed fist? And it's Honest John, the man with the long mustache and the little goatee, explaining the rules to the referee and his opponent, offering to shake hands, a friendly cuss. Holding up his right hand as a token of friendship. Ooh, and a hard left right into the midsection of Cody. Headlock, side chancery by Cody on Honest John. Oh, and there's Cody once again coming off of that side chancery with the hand right into the side of the head, and he says, oh no, it wasn't a fist, just the palm of the hand. Honest John Cretoria, the Akron, Ohio Flash, dishing out the punishment here. And this preliminary to our main event tonight. Referee Pete Maringer makes him break for illegal use of the closed hand, says it was a fist. It's Honest John Cretoria pouring on the pressure. Flying mare, 1, 2, right in a row. Once more, the third one. Flying maring him over and up with a double leg drop, and over into a one-legged crab goes Cody, and it's enough pressure poured onto that one-leg crab to give him the match as Pete Maringer asks for the submission from Honest John and gets it. So the fall in the match goes to Bill Cody, Joliet, Illinois, all-Navy champ and junior heavyweight amateur champ, making his professional bid here tonight, wins his first match. There you are, folks. There's the time, but right now let's go back to our main studio from a word from our sponsor. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your ringside commentator, Jules Strongbow, and here's your ring announcer, Leonard Jacobson.
This is your second match, also 15-minute time limit, one fall, 15-minute time limit. Introducing to my right, in the white corner, that great lumberjack from Oregon, weighing 225 pounds, Sockeye Jack McDonald. And his opponent from Brooklyn, New York, weighing 207 pounds, the former world's heavyweight champion, Dave Levin.
There you are. It's Dave Levin versus Sockeye Jack McDonald, and our referee tonight is Pete Meringer. Pete is checking both boys for excessive oils and greases, checking fingernails, and giving final instructions before the boys go to their corner. Dave Levin, the boy in the long green tights, slender build, weighs 207 pounds, former heavyweight champion from Brooklyn, New York. Fine boy, meeting Sockeye Jack McDonald. Long, dark, black trunks, heavy-set fella, out of the lumber camps of the great Northwest. Used to work as a lumberjack. Tremendous legs from climbing those big trees up there. Right now he's holding a standing wrist lock on Dave Levin. Both boys break free. It's a side headlock and over, and holding the advantage is Dave Levin. Side chancery, sometimes called a side headlock. It's a wrestling hold to dead strangler lures. 5 times former heavyweight champion of the world made famous. Oh, Pete Meringer asked for a good clean break, but Sockeye McDonald failed to break clean, grabbing a headlock on the break. McDonald trying to explain the rules to the referee. It's a leg dive by Levin. Holding the advantage is Levin, but it's Sockeye McDonald. Both hands onto the head, trying to twist that head of Levin's to get him off balance, using leverage, so it's impossible for him to put the full pressure on that leg. Levin, the former heavyweight champion, knows his leverage and balance, comes back up on top of Sockeye McDonald, making it impossible for him to use all of the power that he has in those tremendously big arms. It's a 2 count on McDonald as referee Meringer's right down there in position, watching those shoulders every second. And it's Sockeye Jack McDonald going into a side scissor hold on Dave Levin. Oh, a little use of the right hand on the hair helps McDonald to bring Dave Levin smashing back to the mat. Meringer with a count of 2 on Levin. McDonald switching those legs, trying for a little more pressure in that scissor. Levin working up on top, trying to get McDonald in a position he wouldn't have any leverage on the scissor. Levin with both arms working in between the legs of McDonald, trying to force his chest down there to break the scissor of McDonald. Working himself down slowly, a little further through, and a big kick, and he's out. Back to his feet. Levin's a great favorite with the crowd here tonight. As always, he's a fine boy. Side headlock and a punch right into the head. Fine McDonald. Back into the ropes once more. Meringer asking for a break. He gets a break, but not before McDonald throws another fist right into the face of Dave Levin. It's a bear hug by McDonald, a hold made famous in the lumber camps, as the big bruisers tearing into one another invariably always reach up for a bear hug, but it's Levin getting those fingers into the right spot of the nerve of McDonald, and he has to break the hold. Levin went into the ropes like he's coming off with a tackle, but seeing McDonald ready and waiting, changed his mind, switched over into a leg dive, is now into a standing toe hold. Dave Levin, the boy that right at the height of his career, a terrible infection in his right leg, and the doctor said he would never wrestle again, but he proved to them they were wrong. And he did wrestle again and is still wrestling. It cost him his championship of the world, but he came back to prove that no infection was great enough to beat him. McDonald standing handhold there, working on the hand and the wrist and the fingers of that left arm of Dave Levin. This is a real rough one because the pressure's all in the wrist. Working on that wrist of the left hand of Levin. This is a rough one because you turn the wrist either way and it hurts either way.
That's all right. That's the bottom of the foot. What do you mean?
Once again, we find McDonald giving instructions to the referee as he has that hand in the throat of Dave Levin. Ringsiders yelling instructions to the referee, telling him what's going on. Dave Levin working on the back of McDonald. Once again finds that nerve center that makes McDonald jump, break the hold, and back to his feet. Rolling front face lock by Sockeye McDonald. Working on that head, front chancery, and the crowd hollering it's a choke, but Pete Maringer right in there watching closely. Oh, and a fist right to the midsection, and another one right to the jaw of McDonald. Finds Dave Levin on the dishing it out end. Oh, and a headbutt by McDonald, right to the center of the head of Dave Levin. Fist to the midsection, following it up. He has Levin right into the corner, working him over as Pete Maringer, the referee, moving in, asking for a break. Big, rough, tough Jack McDonald on the move, and now it's Levin. Listen to that crowd giving him. There's McDonald over the corner ropes. McDonald out of the rear ropes, out on the apron, and it's Levin flying, bearing him back into the ropes once again. Oh, and a roundhouse swinging uppercut catches McDonald right on the chin to the mat, and once again it's that standing toe hold by Levin as McDonald, moving, squirming, works his way under the ropes. Dave Levin pouring on the pressure on that standing toe hold of McDonald, but McDonald with that headbutt once again manages to break the hold. Rolling, dropping leg split by Levin catches McDonald unaware. Third man in the ring tonight is Pete Maringer, former Olympic wrestling champion, great professional wrestler. He was All-American in college in football, and also in professional football he was All-American. So our referee tonight is well qualified, a great athlete in his own rights. Very capable man, always down there watching closely. To a headlock, and off comes the flying tackle, catching McDonald. McDonald swinging underneath him, dropping Levin over, jumps on him with a giant frog jump, and does manage to hold Levin down for that count of 3. Winner of this preliminary to our main event tonight is Sockeye Jack. For our main event tonight, here at the world-famous Hollywood Legion Stadium, the Stadium of the Stars, the wrestling capital of the world. Our main event tonight brings together two big, rough, tough boys.
Ladies and
Leonard
gentlemen,
Jacobson, our ring announcer.
This is the main event, and your assigned by the State Athletic Commission is Baron Benny Ginsberg. Here we go. This is 2 out of 3 falls, 1 hour time limit. Introducing from San Jose, California, weighing 227 pounds, to my right in the white corner, Juan Cepeda. And his opponent in the black corner from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 237 pounds, better known as the champ, Joe Pazendak.
Baron Benny Ginsberg, your referee tonight, third man in the ring, former heavyweight wrestler, wrestled out of Chicago, Illinois. He's giving final instructions, checking oil and so forth on both of these boys here tonight as the champ, Joe Pazendak from Minneapolis, Minnesota. The man with the shaved head meets Juan Cepeda. Joe Pazendak, a great amateur champ, a great trainer of wrestlers, and one of the outstanding matmen in the country today, is meeting real competition tonight. And Juan Cepeda, the boy that has a string of victories that has been almost sensational here on the West Coast. There's the bell, and we're off in the first fall of this 2 out of 3 fall, 1 hour time limit match, our main event tonight from the Hollywood Legion Stadium, right here in the heart of Hollywood, only a few steps from Hollywood and Vine. And it's Pazendak grabbing, missing, and falling into the ropes. Not hard to tell these two boys apart. Pazendak, the shaved head, dark black tights. Cepeda, big heavy head of hair and light green trunks. Pazendak, one of his favorite wrestling holds is a reverse back leg toe hold that he works with his leg itself, dropping back, putting all the pressure on there. Somewhat similar to an Indian deathlock, only reverse-like. It's a thing to watch for with him because it's a very deadly hold. Cepeda, man, uses body slams to great advantage. Watch for his body slams. Great body scissor man also. Joe Pozendak holding the advantage on Juan Cepeda. Pozendak, as you may remember, is the man that made national publicity on offering $1,000 to any man that could beat him in 30 minutes. Went on a television show with it. And I might add, no one ever collected the $1,000. Baron Benny Ginsburg asking for a good clean break and gets it. Standing wrist lock by Cepeda. Forces Pozendak to his knee. Down on his left knee. Has that hand on the head of Cepeda. Trying to get him off balance. Or you fall back. Does force Cepeda down to the mat, but Cepeda holding on to that arm, switches it down to a hand wrist lock, right down on the end, bending that wrist, the hand right back over, putting all that pressure right on the wrist. Pozendak working, trying to get Cepeda out of balance where he can maneuver him to a position that he can't put that pressure on. You got to get out of that leverage or you never last long in wrestling. Pozendak crying out in pain, doubles up his fist, but Baron Benny Ginsburg says, open it up. No closed fists in here. Pozendak saying, count him, he's down. Referee Benny Ginsburg saying the shoulders up, still up. Crowd yelling instructions to the referee, claiming that Pozendak's holding on to the ropes. Oh, and there's Cepeda twisting, rolling back out. Getting back to his feet once again, pouring all that pressure onto the left wrist of Joe Pozendak. Pozendak sticking one hand out over the ropes, but Baron Benny Ginsburg refuses to recognize it as being out of the ropes. Does maneuver Cepeda back into the ropes, and Baron Benny Ginsburg asks for a break, and there is a right cross by Pozendak on the break. Short, heavy-set wrestler is Pozendak. Terrific power in those arms and legs, though. Great power. He's a man that you can usually depend on for a furious, daring type of a wrestling match. Ooh, and a right to the midsection of Cepeda. Juan Cepeda, Portuguese. Great record here on the coast. Boy that doesn't lose his temper very fast, but when he does, the fur really flies. Likes to depend upon leverage and balance in his wrestling rather than power or the illegal use of fists and hands. But there's Pozendak once again onto the hair, pulling Cepeda to the floor, and is Baron Benny Ginsburg asking for a break and gets it.
What's the matter with you?
Pozendak working into a standing wrist lock. Pouring on the pressure, and the crowd's yelling to Cepeda, judo, let him have one in the back of the neck, a hold that Cepeda is well versed in. His claim that he can break a board into just with the sight of his hand. He's practiced by the day, has great power in that hand of his with the judo chop. Oh, and it's Hazendock moving into what he calls his Australian crucifix. Tying up both arms of his opponent. Slowly forcing the pressure on that arm to put that shoulder down there. Uses both hands and feet on this. Baron Benny Ginsburg right down in there watching the shoulders. Juan Cepeda. Oh, dropping once again on that left arm of Cepeda, forcing that left shoulder back to the mat.
Come on, you pepper belly. Why don't you give up? I'll try not to, lady.
Cepeda with both arms locked up rolls Hazendock back over, and it's Hazendock's shoulders that are almost down as Baron Benny Ginsburg is in there watching closely on that count. A count of 2. 1 more second was all was needed for that first fall. This little short, stocky boy from Minneapolis, Minnesota is always careful of those shoulders. He knows that 3 seconds is a very short time. You can lose a fall any time if you let those shoulders drop for just those 3 precious short seconds. Hazendock working on the vein at the side of the neck of Cepeda, trying to stop the circulation, the flow of blood to the head. Yelling to the referee, ask him if he wishes to submit. Finger in the mouth, the crowd yelling to the Baron to break it up. Referee Baron Benny Ginsburg asking for a break. And there's Cepeda with that temper of his, that Portuguese temper coming to the surface. Understood about all this I'm going to take. Let's dish it out for a while. Hazendock working him back in the corner, rights and lefts to the head and midsection. Hazendock backing up. Cepeda in there with a right cross to the chin. It's his first time. Another one back into the corner. He forces Hazendock with a knee to the chin. Hazendock holding on to that one leg though, protecting himself, keeping Cepeda off balance. Oh, and it's rights and lefts and elbows to the heart by Hazendock. Another right cross to the chin. The midsection. Breaking Cepeda down, but there's Cepeda coming back. This big boy can really take it, and he can dish it out, too. There's a flying tackle by Cepeda, catches Hazendock by surprise. Another shoulder butt, but it's Hazendock going in underneath and bringing him over. There's a hip lock by Hazendock over, and he tops him. And there's the 3 count, and Joe Hazendock takes a surprise fall on Cepeda right at a time least expected. Baron Benny Ginsburg right there for the count. Very unexpected fall. No one was expecting that time as Hazendock dropped in underneath the tackle of Cepeda, came up with a hip lock, brought him over, and top body pinned him for the full count.
The first fall in the time of 10 minutes and 29 seconds with a hip lock and a body press goes to Joe, the champ, Hazendock.
There's your time on the first fall. The first fall going to Joe Hazendock in this great main event from the Hollywood Legion stage. Now let's go back to our main studio for a word from our sponsor. Now ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for the second fall of this main event here tonight between Joe Pozendock and Juan Cepeda at the Hollywood Legion Stadium. Your referee, Baron Benny Ginsberg, calls for the bell, and there we're off on the second fall. Joe Pozendock just taking the first fall with a hip lock and a body press. Cepeda going into a front chancery, which referee Ginsberg calls a chokehold, makes him break it up. The crowd doesn't like that one at all. The side headlock brings him over to the mat, and it's Cepeda holding the advantage as Joe Pozendock brings both hands up around the head, forcing Cepeda off balance, rolling him sideways. Cepeda's squeezing with all the strength in both of those big arms of his, forces Pozendock once again back with those shoulders close to the mat. Pozendock, with that shaved head of his, finds it easy a lot of times to slip that bullet-like head of his out of the embrace of the side headlock of his opponents. There he is working that head out, trying to get it, but Cepeda drops that arm back down with a fast movement, catches Pozendock off balance. Once again, hooks that head of his and that left arm of his. And there he does. He works that head right out of there. Pozendock, with that shaved bullet-like head of his, works it right out of the side headlock that Cepeda had on him. Working that elbow right into the midsection of Cepeda. Keeping him down there, holding one arm over, setting on the other. Pozendock says it's the forearm on the midsection, but Ginsberg says, no, break it up. The count of three, Pozendock breaks a hold back to his feet. Cepeda once again working on that left arm of Pozendock. It's a hard part of that forearm right into that muscle, the shoulder of Pozendock. Pozendock telling the referee to stand by. I might want to submit on this one. However, he works himself back to his knees, trying to get back to his feet. It's Cepeda with that foot into the shoulder now, holding that arm up, forcing Pozendock right back to the mat, trying to drive his face right down into the mat. There it is, and Pozendock wasn't kidding when he told Baron Benny Ginsberg to stand by. He might have to submit on that hold. As he does submit the fall to Juan Cepeda, the second fall of this main event here tonight. Tremendous pressure Cepeda was putting on that left arm of Pozendock. Finally working that foot in there, forcing Pozendock's face toward the mat and pulling that arm up backwards. Joe Pozendock, the strong man from Minneapolis, Minnesota, submitting to the leverage and pressure of Juan Cepeda. Here comes Leonard Jacobson, our ring announcer, to give us the time of that second fall.
The second fall in a time of 7 minutes and 39 seconds with an arm stretch on Cepeda.
There you have it. It's a fall apiece in this main event tonight. But right now, let's go back to our main studio from a word for our sponsor.
Well, listen, I was smart enough not to give up in a hole like that.
And it's Joe Pozendock grabbing that microphone, trying to tell the crowd what he thinks of them. But the crowd isn't willing to listen to what Pozendock has to say about them. Yes. Now let's go back to our main studio for a word from our sponsor. And there's Pozendak on the break, coming in, throwing rights and lefts, working on the head and the neck. But Cepeda goes underneath him, comes back up with that hand wrist lock. Pressure in the shoulder there on the left arm of Pozendak. Wrestling fans yelling encouragement to Cepeda. Pozendak is no favor to the wrestling fans here at the Hollywood Legion. Referee Ginsburg asking for a break. Gets a break as both boys come back to their feet. Joe Pozendak, front chancery. Elbow smashes into the side of the head and a fist right into the back of the neck of Cepeda. Oh, and a fist right to the midsection of Pozendak, and it's Pozendak and Cepeda exchanging elbow smashes in there. Pozendak working on that left arm of Cepeda. Cepeda drawing back that right hand. Looks like he was ready to punch it in there, but Ginsburg nods no to him. Let's watch it open up that fist. There's that right fist of Cepeda going back, but Ginsburg hollering to him, no, open it up. Cepeda switching into a standing wrist lock on Pozendak. Joe Pozendak, the boy that holds 2 degrees from the University of Minnesota, and pride and joy is his children. Little Joey, who's going to be the heavyweight champion, he says. Little Joey's about 5 years old now. Pozendak once again pouring the pressure onto that hand wrist lock, putting all that pressure right in the wrist, using the hand to force twist that left wrist of Cepeda. Cepeda drawing that hand of his back, but Benny Ginsburg making him break it up as he's calling it a fist. It's Pozendak yelling to the referee, ask him if he wants to submit. He says, make him give up. Now it's Pozendak telling the referee the rules of the game. Says he's using a fist in there. Make him stop it. Those elbow smashes to the head were good enough to make Pozendak break, and it's Pozendak coming up with that foot into the midsection. Once again working on that left arm of Juan Cepeda. Still working on that left arm. Cepeda is Joe Pozendak. Using that arm as a leverage, it's Pozendak throwing Cepeda over once again, tossing him across the ring. Oh, Cepeda coming in for what looked like a flying tackle, was caught with right crosses and elbow smashes right to the heart section. There's once again that forearm into the midsection. Pouring on the pressure, a standing toe hold. There he goes back over once again. A reverse leg stretch, and it's Joe Pozendak taking the third fall and deciding fall of this main event tonight with his favorite wrestling hold. And it's a crowd yelling their ideas and their thoughts against Pozendak, this wrestler. Here's Leonard Jacobson, our ring announcer, with the time and the hold of that winning combination that gave the third fall in the match to the champ, Joe Pazendak.
Got dirty, Bob. Big win fair.
The winner of the third and deciding fall in 10 minutes and 45 seconds with a reverse key lock goes to the champ and the match, Joe Pazendak.
There's your fall in your match. A reverse key lock by Joe Pazendak was good enough to win the third fall for him. Their sponsor.
Go, Bob.